The passing on of Raila. And it's not just Ruto, all these politicians around. Each one is looking at how they'll benefit from Raila's death somehow. They are politicians.
It's an insult to the family.
No. That's how it works. What do I get out of this situation? Each one of them. Not all is lost for Gachagua, because there are also people, there are also wars within ODM.
Mm-hmm.
They will also reap. If there's a fallout within ODM, and I think there will be a fallout within ODM, then the Sifunas and the rest would find it much easier to work with the opposition. And that opposition could either be Kalonzo or Matiang'i. So there are people who are going to benefit from Raila's death.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's sad for those of us who have nothing but love. Mm-hmm. There's no politics. Mm-hmm. We just love Raila and we love this country and we love what he was doing for this country. Mm-hmm. Only us are genuine. But the rest of these people are just pretentious. All of them.
Hypocrites?
Without exception. All of them without exception.
Great to have you on Richard Mwenja Exclusive. We continue advancing conversations around Kenya post Raila Odinga, the late Right Honorable Raila Odinga, former Prime Minister. And on this particular conversation, how about we unpack events of Mashujaa Day 2025, hosted in Kitui County at Idhokwe Stadium. Prof, great to see you. How are you doing today?
Well, we are fine.
All right, fantastic.
Managing.
You're managing.
Yes.
Grieving, but trying to cope with the reality.
Yes.
I get it, Prof. Well, yesterday we saw the president honor Raila Odinga posthumously with the CGH award, one of the highest national civilian awards. And well, it has been received by sort of contempt from others. Some have endorsed that particular award. Governor Natembeya, Trans Nzoia governor, believes that it is pretentious and hypocritical for the president to award Raila Odinga that honor after his death. It was something that was long overdue. That is what Natembeya believes. So from the lenses of Herman Manyora, what's your 2 cents on that particular honor towards Raila Odinga?
How I wish we honored our heroes when they were alive. Mm-hmm. I wish so. Mm-hmm. But again, it's not uncommon for people to be honored long after they have died. Mm-hmm. So, depends on how you look at it.
Depends on how you look at it.
But basically, I wish we would honor our heroes when they are living. Mm-hmm. Or even do something about their lives when they are alive. But honoring somebody in death is a common practice.
It is a common practice.
Yeah.
Martha Karua has gone on record, one of the principals within the United Opposition, claiming that the president and his administration went all their way out to capitalize on Raila's burial to get sort of political fodder and mileage. But from where you sit, Herman Manyora, do you think this wasn't really just about the genuinity when it comes to solace to the Odinga's family, but it also had selfish interest politically therein?
You see, Martha Karua knows Ruto is a politician. Mm-hmm. And as a politician, he will get political capital out of anything that has political capital.
Even in the face of grief?
Yeah, the passing on of Raila. And it's not just Ruto, all these politicians around. Each one is looking at how they'll benefit from Raila's death somehow. They are politicians.
It's an insult to the family.
No. That's how it works. What do I get out of this situation? Each one of them. There are those strategizing to succeed Raila within Luo Nyanza, within ODM. Ruto is looking at this and asking himself, what can I get out of this? What can I do to maximize the benefit I'll get out of this? It's normal in politics.
Uh-huh.
So there's nothing Ruto will be doing, according to me, that is out of this. Yeah, it's normal. There's nothing strange that Ruto will be doing. He won't be doing anything new. Uh-huh. What Ruto will be doing is what everybody has done. We have read enough literature and enough history. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Moving on.
We've read Shakespeare, and we know you die, people are even scheming to take your wife. These are things that happen all along.
Inheriting the widow?
No, yeah, including one, Yeah, anyway.
I get it.
Yeah.
But then again, Prof, there is a gesture that came on board, and most people believe that it's such a powerful gesture. It not only has a show of friendship, but also can work towards building the Kenyatta's institution. That is Uhuru Kenyatta paying a visit, solemn visit to the Odinga's family a day after his burial. And we saw him there with the family, even paying respect to Baba's grave. And Prof, how do you render this gesture from Uhuru Kenyatta? Is there more to it than we can see?
It depends. It is, he's an African. He could have asked, how do Luos do it? How do you honor a man you respect and love? A close friend. And he would have been told, sleeping there after burial is the highest honor you can give a departed friend or a relative. So he could have done that to show that he's a true friend, and Raila was a true friend. He could do it out of his own feelings, his own emotions. I really want to bring this to closure. I want to accept that my friend Raila is gone. That could be it. But he could also do it for political reasons. I've told you,
even him,
Raila is too big for his death just to go like that. Raila ni ng'ombe ambaye hawezi kuzikwa na ngozi. Paka watu wachukue ngozi.
Including fellow dynasties like the Kenyatas. Yes.
Raila ni ng'ombe ambaye hawezi zikwa na ngozi. Paka ngozi itolewe. Na pembe na kila kitu. Pembe tatumiwa kukunywa pombe. Au uji, if you like.
I get it, Prof.
You get it now, eh?
I get it.
Yeah.
But then, when you're not talking about political direction for Mount Kenya region, having Rigathi Gachagua missing out on any of the ceremonies around Baba's burial, and now this gesture comes from Uhuru Kenyatta, does that then narrow any chances of Rigathi to endear himself to the Luo nation in the first place?
I think for Rigathi Gachagua, it's very difficult, not just for the Luo. It's very difficult. He's made it very difficult for himself. He should not have responded to that letter from, that communication from
ODM.
From ODM by Dennis Onyango. So the way he responded is completely excluded him from the Raila affair.
Shot himself in the foot politically.
And how he wriggles out is not easy also. It's not easy. You have to figure out, what do I do and how do I do it? This is how one small thing can tip a man. One small thing, you know.
Does he then?
I know of a friend who was going to be an MP, and there was no contest. Then his opponent died just before the elections, and the rumor was he killed him. He couldn't stand.
That alone flattened him?
Yeah. You know, life is full of small little things that can derail a man's progress. So for Rigathi Gachagua, if he thinks this is a small matter, that's up to him.
Does he then stand a chance to make inroads
and
to Luo
even
Nyanza?
As you have said, Uhuru being there in Nyanza, everybody is trying to create a narrative. I would not be surprised if Uhuru came out with a narrative that Uhuru and Raila were working on something.
Such kind of narrative?
Yeah. I'm saying when you die and you are as big as Raila, kila mtu anakuja na kisu wakate kidogo kwa hiyo apate benefit. Kipande yake kidogo kidogo anaenda naye.
It might not be all lost for Rigathi Gachagua. And the reason I'm saying
of course,
this
it's not
is
all
that
lost. It's not all lost.
Within his stretch, he has Kalonzo Musyoka, someone who is still calmly endeared in Luo Nyanza.
Yes.
Can he now use Kalonzo to make inroads to Luo Nyanza and appease to Baba supporters?
It's not quite much. Not much. Kalonzo cannot do much in Nyanza. Well, depending on how the politics will play. But you see, not all is lost for Gachagua, because there are also wars within ODM. They will also reap. If there's a fallout within ODM, and I think there will be a fallout within ODM, then the Sifunas and the rest would find it much easier to work with the opposition. And that opposition could either be Kalonzo or Matiang'i. So there are people who are going to benefit from Raila's death. You know, it's sad for those of us who have nothing but love. And there's no politics. We just love Raila and we love this country and we love what he was doing for this country. Only us are genuine. But the rest of these people are just pretentious. All of them.
Hypocrites?
Without exception. All of them without exception. Hao wote wako pande moja. They are pursuing narrow, selfish interests. Parochial, I will add. political, financial, business, all of them. Sisi tunabaki ngambo. Tunabaki na mapenzi yetu tu na kumbukumbu.
As mere spectators.
Na kumbukumbu. And in fact, we've been turned into spectators.
Manyora was missing in action.
Yeah, but we will mourn our hero in our own way. We are setting up a major mourning for Raila Odinga.
Beyond what we saw over the last few days?
That was for the oppressors. That's for the people who tormented Raila and derailed the movement. The really people who loved Raila, the people who want this country to change, the people who struggle with Raila in the trenches. We are going to mourn Raila in our own style.
And Manyora's handwriting is in that picture.
Mimi niko hapo. Hapo ndani, hapo. Paka tuomboleze Raila. We were, you know, they always lock out. When a great man dies, the oppressors will always lock out his friends.
Gatekeeping. And
genuine friends. And those ones will be locked out.
It makes sense. Let's circle back to Mashujaa Day that happened over there in Kitui County. And one of the principals from the region, towering figures politically, Kalonzo Musyoka, snapped that particular event.
Yes.
From the lenses of Cherargei Samson, Senator for Nandi, yes, he has profiled Kalonzo as the coward of the century, all thanks to him snapping that particular event. But do you think it was right for Kalonzo to be there when the president was also in his county hosting that event in the first place?
It depends on how you look at it.
Politically.
You know, you must look at this thing from different perspectives. Maybe Kalonzo, for example, let's even without a perspective, that's the reality. Maybe he didn't have the time. Remember, Kalonzo was in UK. He had to cut short his trip to come and bury Raila Odinga, mourn Raila Odinga, celebrate him and bury him. How, supposing he had to go back to his schedule, would he be in Kitui attending Madaraka Mashujaa Day? No. He will be reorganizing his travel back to the UK. That will be more important than attending Madaraka Day. Sinikweli. So why do you want to blame him before you know why he didn't attend? Or suppose he finds that maybe he was not involved enough. He was not appreciated enough. And therefore to go there as a spectator the way he was in Nyayo Stadium, even in Raila's burial, it was an afterthought. He wasn't on the program.
A primary factor.
It was just an afterthought. Just a by the way. Suppose that's how they wanted him to be in Kitui. Why would he go? Or supposing he's like me who says, these things have been overtaken by events. People to gather somewhere, hiyo imepitwa na wakati. Sisi tulikuwa tunatembea kilomita hata 30 kwenda Madaraka Day, Jamhuri Day, Kenyatta Day. Hiyo siku zimepita. How are other countries like America doing it? That's where we are. We say we want to be the first world, and we want everything we do.
We are still on commercial.
Shows how primitive we still want to be, not how primitive we are.
How we want to be.
How primitive we want to be. Gathering people in Kitui for Mashujaa Day is a sign of primitivity. It's something that has been taken by event. How does America celebrate the Independence Day? How are the same people? So wanaendanga tu kwa ambassador.
They don't ferry people.
So tunaendanga tu hapa kwa ambassador kwa rest day.
July 4th.
We go for these things. I keep getting invited for many of these things. That's how it's done. The president should just do something in State House and invite people to go there. Then people have a cocktail and they have speeches, 1 or 2 speeches for 20 minutes. Now, we are doing things that were done in 1960. A speech given to the president, patched.
Fighter jet.
There's no link. The different parts of the speech do not connect.
No
agriculture,
GDP.
Those are things that have been overtaken by events. So maybe Kalonzo is seeing things like Manyora, gathering people for Madaraka Day, for kids, and the amount of money spent. It's like the universities have argued. Look at how we are doing celebrations of what do you call these things? Graduations. You know, a month or so before graduation in any of these public universities, now everything stops, nothing works. You can't get anybody in his office. They are busy with graduation. Rangi zinapakwa kila mahali. Kila kitu inatengenezwa. Watu wana draw over time. Pesa zinatumika. Everything comes to a standstill for like two months or thereabouts. How does we aspire to be the University of Nairobi says a world-class university of choice.
Committed to scholarly excellence.
Nonsense. How does Oxford do it?
Tell us.
I've seen people trying to look for visas to go to the UK. Unauliza to do what? Graduation. What?
Australia.
You want a visa to go for graduation? What's graduation? Si dini anapatia tu watu certificate hapo wanaenda nyumbani. Those things are a sign of primitivity. They have been overtaken by events. The world is not moving that direction. So to spend millions of shillings on a graduation is nonsense. To graduate thousands of students in one function is nonsense. Let students be graduated by each university as and when deans are ready. If you have 100 students, wameiva, bring them for graduation. Have as many graduations in a year as possible. It's a simple function. People have much more important things to do. Now you gather people. The function starts at 7. I was forced to drive somebody to a function in Kasarani. It's Kasarani. It was, I didn't even go. It was it's around Kasarani. Look, people going for the graduation are still somewhere in Kangemi. The graduation is going on. By the time you get to town and the jam to that place, the graduation is over. Even the University of Nairobi. Utoke 4 in the evening, in the morning, ndio uende ukaribia graduation square. Jam and everything else. And then you are not even reading the thing because you can't even read the names. Now we used to read names. Now you can't even read the names.
Serial number?
Yeah. You can see how stupid we want to tell the world we are. Sijui kama unaniona?
I get it.
Because a graduation is supposed to be unakwenda pale, unapewa ile symbolic certificate, ile scroll, una gauni yako, unasalimia kama ni rector ama ni dean, picha inachukuliwa, mzazi yako anakuja pale mnapiga. It's something, but now this one is a crowd from some others. It's nonsense. And things that have been overtaken by events. So calling people to Kitui at a great cost to the nation is nothing but stupidity.
So inviting Senegalese president is actually exposing our bad manners.
Yeah, no, it's primitivity.
Primitivity.
We have refused to grow and say we are saying we want to be the first world.
Singapore?
First world don't do things like those. There are things that were meaningful at some point. But where we have reached as a society, those things must remain behind, okay?
All right.
Even weddings. You want to spend 10 million you borrow for a wedding. People no longer do that in the world.
Love is
a wedding is a very special occasion for you and a few people. You are, munafunga pete, pingo za maisha, munachukua picha, you go for a dinner, a small dinner. That's a crowd.
Mtoto ni wa kijiji bro.
Lakini kama ni a village, no, you see now is the levels. I'm talking about levels.
Yeah.
Kama ni ya kijiji, if you are going to involve people to celebrate in a very traditional way, good. But you are neither traditional nor modern. Hapo katikati ndio tunapotelea hapo.
You are adding to the confusion.
So if Kalonzo Musyoka feels these things have been overtaken, and if he becomes president, he will even not celebrate them in that manner, then you can't know.
It makes sense. Finally,
yes.
Among the highlights from Mashujaa Day in Kitui were the lofty promises from President Ruto to Kambani residents. Top of it, of course, revival of stalled projects in the region. And even for people of Kitui County, 16,000 of them to be connected to electricity. It is not the first time the president is dishing out lofty promises. But are these promises from Kitui, I mean, from the stadium, they are likely to counter the wave of Kalonzo in that region? You
can't. People know those things. You say them and people just laugh.
Kutenga?
They mean nothing to the people. They can't influence anything. In any case, we must move away from this. Kibaki alitutoa huko. Tunarudi tena. And we say we want the first world class. A first world country does not dish out development projects selectively to people for purposes of politics. A first world country is moved by planning.
Planning?
Development cannot happen without proper planning. And if you plan properly, there's no space for roadside declarations. And our own constitution espouses the principle of equity and equality.
For every region, every Kenyan.
And our own constitution is strong against discrimination. So if you go to a region and promise people things, you are violating the constitution. That alone can be ground for impeaching the president.
That
for
alone?
derailing national development by interfering with the national plans and by promoting discrimination, by violating the principles espoused by the Constitution of equality and equity. So we must move away from that. So there's nothing to celebrate. And it's one of the reasons why we are borrowing badly. Because once you promise people, it gets to a point where some of those things you have to do, and they have not been budgeted for, and you don't have the resources. So you are forced to borrow to please people so that they can vote for you.
Supplementary budgets.
And that is not what we are going to do in this country. We would advise the president to think about the future of this country, about future generations, the grandchildren he's leaving around, his great-great-grandchildren. Let them not inherit unnecessary debts, which you incurred to please some people somewhere in Kitui or in Vihiga. No.
Look
That's
at
not
it
how we are
beyond
going.
2027.
That's not how we are going to run this country. And everybody must be told that, from the president to the MCA, that whatever you do as a leader, remember, the decisions you make today are going to affect generations to come. Please, so make wise decisions. Don't make selfish decisions. Don't make decisions motivated by elections of 2027, 2032, no. Play politics, but also spare the future generations the pain of paying useless loans, which you incurred in order to please people because of the unnecessary promises you made. Yeah.
There you have it. Think of Kenya beyond yourself and your personal interest. You've heard it from Professor Herman Manyora discussing the raft of issues in the world of politics and governance, majorly around events that happened during Mashujaa Day celebrations. So for now, how about you subscribe to our channel? We are on this target to get 250,000 subscribers before end of this year. Make sure you get subscribed to the channel, like our editions, comment as well so that we can get your feedback on probably how better we can do our future editions and what you want us to cover. While at it, remember to get glued to other editions with Jadiel Kabiru and Evans Okinya. I'm Richard Mwenje. Thank you.